Record to this computer. Oh, we're early. Okay. Well, not really. Took me like 20 minutes to log on to Zoom. I guess Saturday's a big day. And my internet's giving out, I think. What is going on? Okay. Wow. Okay. And this is, wow. We did this August 1st last year too. Okay. All right. All right. So now I'm good. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. So we're recording. Share Facebook and to YouTube. Can everybody hear me okay? You can probably in the chat. What do they say? Put a Y in the chat if you can hear me. Just let me know everything's coming in okay, because I don't see my mic going up. Yeah, I got kids, so bear with me. Okay, why? All right. Oh, there's my microphone going up and down. All right. Okay, I'm gonna try and share this to Facebook and YouTube, and then we'll get started. I don't know if it's frozen. It might come. Well, no, my video's moving. Maybe not. Okay. All right. All right, there's everybody. Okay. All right, I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna get started. We are talking about signs this month. Okay. How y'all liking my Corona beard? It's getting really long. I was just growing it out to see what would happen because I wouldn't be able to get a haircut, and I like it. It's nice. I could do this. I look fancy. All right, so so we are a super group, not a subgroup. We're a super group of the South Atlanta RIA. I will have a link if you want to join them. It's $25 a month, I believe. And the holiday right now is drink a beer with your dog day. So this is as hard as I get. Like I'm a lightweight, so I've got some beer, and I don't have a dog, but I do have a little kitten here, so that's kind of the same thing. And she's really little. So the mom just had babies. So if y'all need some kittens, let me know. I think we're going to give 3 of them away to good homes. All right. I think that's it. And then support your local business. Support Zoom, I guess, since that's where we're having it, since we're not at Taco Mac anymore. And this is virtual wholesaling 101 because I am high risk for guard when I was expanded, wouldn't expand on its own. So I cough, hiccup, yawn, it hurts. So I got to stay super virtual. I do not want to get this thing. And so I'm going to be virtual for the foreseeable future. And trying to present. Okay. Present. So it's a catch-22. I could speed up the internet by taking my kids off the PlayStation, but then they would probably be coming in here and making noise. There we go. Loading. All right, we're getting somewhere. So we're talking all about signs and getting you out there into the world. So if you've taken any kind of coaching or come to any of my classes, one thing you'll know is that when you leave the class, I'll tell you, you know how to flip houses, you know how to wholesale, you've got all the tools, the contracts that you need. But your biggest problem is there are people out there that don't know that you can help them. And so signs and marketing is one of the things that will help you do that. I can help you. So you've got to let those people out there know that. And so this is one of the ways. Oh, it's paused sharing. All right, give me a second. And then next Wednesday is the first Wednesday of the month. Really, really interesting. If I can get, all right. Let's see if I got anything else to talk about before it all. All right.
Well, at least we had fun.
I said a word.
Come on.
Word.
What happened?
All right. There we go. Okay. Now that's out of the way. Now it's still loading. The chat seems to work. There we go. All right. So, Virtual Wholesaling 101. I am the artist formerly known as Magic Mike. I had a site called magicmikebuysHouses.com. It's August 1st, 2020. And I'm going to be talking about online and offline signs. Okay. And yes, a billboard is a bandit sign. It's just a very, very expensive one. And this is my contact info. If you have any questions or any deals you want to partner up on with me there, I'm on social media everywhere as Mike the Wholesaler, except for Twitter. It is just Mike the Wholesale because they didn't have enough letters. I've got a website, and then I am going to, well, I'll put that in the link. And I think I missed. Okay, so I'll put that in the link if you want to join the South Atlanta RIA. And I think it's exiting me out of the slides. Oh my gosh, this is getting unbearable. Like, how is it this slow? Okay, so here we go. And all right, about me. I'll do that at the end if we can have time. But if you want to join the RIA, just let me know. You have my contact info. So about me, I am married to an amazing, beautiful, shy wife, and I have 2 crazy kids. There they are. You've probably heard them already. This is Noah, and this is Lincoln. And there they are again, Noah and Lincoln. They are fighting one minute and then best buddies the next. I collect monopolies. If you have a copy of Socialist Monopoly, I need one for my collection. And I'm the super group leader of wholesaling in the South Atlanta area. So, and I won Teacher of the Year with Angela Davenport for 2018 for running the wholesaling boot camp. So we're running it this year, and I want to say next month. So if you're interested in that, let either me know or Stacy Rossetti of the South Atlanta area. Or if you're a member, you can just jump into the group and say, hey, when's the wholesaling? When's that thing happening? And most likely that might be virtual. They've gotten very good at handling their virtual events. So Bandit Signs, let's get to it. What are they? So my shirt is a bandit sign that I've got on right now. My wife's got on a shirt. That's a bandit sign. A sign is placed to show a potential seller your contact info. Okay, and so sometimes this is a phone number, sometimes this is a website. I highly suggest getting a website for this because it'll be easier. They'll remember it. They don't have to stop and put that number in their phone. It's just easier that way. There are Craigslist ads in real life. My shirt is a bandit sign. Homes for sale by realtors are bandit signs. So if anybody tells you they are illegal, they are lying. Because you've seen realtor signs where they say homes in the high 300s. You see them outside of like barbershops and restaurants or taxes places will say, come in and get your taxes. Those are bandit signs. Okay. So chances are if you see other people putting their signs there and they're not getting taken up, chances are that's a good place to put them. Brick and mortar businesses use them. Business cards are bandit signs that you hand to people. And postcards are also bandit signs. All right, so what makes a bandit sign? Anatomy. So right here, you see this. I cheated and I need a house now. Call, we'll pay cash. Just get some calling, I guess. They might ask about it. They might think it's funny. Yeah, I would think like, if you cheated on your spouse, how are you going to cheat on me? With the deal. I don't know. So anatomy of a bandit sign. We've got a bunch of different ways to choose. Like you've got this one here, Rock buys houses, but he covered up the zip tie because this is a metal pole, and it says close in 7 days, which is obviously a bait and switch. You're not really going to close. You're going to get them in, you're going to get them under contract, and then, so I wouldn't suggest doing that sort of bait and switch. It's not good to do that to people. And then you see up here, I buy houses. You really want to stick with the we buy because a group is, people are more likely to call a group than I, okay? Or what really works even better is when you actually put in a name. So Joe pays cash for house. This is good. But you can't really see these money symbols on the side and it's sort of faded, but he has that number front and center. And you see these are printed, and then we've got 2 here, 3 here that aren't printed. They're handwritten. Okay. I think handwritten are better because they stick out. A lot of people say, well, how can sellers might think that how can you buy my house if you can't even afford printed signs? And that's not the case. The case, you just want to let people know. Okay. I've had people give me a house for free just because they hated a group of people a whole lot. So whether or not how professional you are isn't going to stop people from selling their houses to you. So here is Bill buys houses, fast cash, regardless of equity or condition, call or text. And see, he's got the number at the bottom. And unlike the zip ties or the H stake here or staples on the tree here. This one is a stake. So he beforehand nailed in there that stake, and then he's got the phone number at the bottom, and it's not really that big. Okay, he probably could have done gotten rid of regardless and just put any condition. Fast cash, any condition, equity, no equity, and then put that phone number there. And then in little text, put call or text. And then the phone number's at the bottom means when that grass grows up, it will cover up that number. Okay. And I think I've got a chat. Oh, cannot read the telephone number. Okay, so I'll put my my contact at the end too, or I'll drop it in the chat. So don't worry, we'll get it all to you. Okay, so here we've got this one, which was funny. There's no number on it. I guess you got to talk to the guy, and it's actually for a house over to the right. And then here is a really good one. Mommy buys houses. Okay, it's easy, and if you're gonna do something like that, I would get mommybuysHouses.com if you're gonna do that, because people are gonna remember that more than they're gonna remember the website. Now, I don't know how you're gonna explain that to your wife. You're going to mommybuysHouses.com, but that's another story. Behind on mortgage payments, solutions ahead. Okay, so the business here that helps people with their mortgage payments is below this sign and slightly further up the road. So that's why that is. That's why there's no phone number. All right, here is a chatbot that I sell on Facebook in the Messenger. And so here it says, hey, you just log into Messenger. You can tap on that button and scan that, and it'll get you in. And you'll start chatting with a bot that I have designed. And the guy built the questions in, you know, hey, what's the property address? How much do you want to sell it for? Do you want to offer? And it'll actually go grab an offer from Zillow at 33% of what Zillow says, and give it back to them if they want a quick offer. And then when I get up, I go in there and I just see who said yes, put everybody else in follow up, and great way to get sellers who are introverts and not extroverts. You know, they don't want to talk on the phone. So. Okay. So, fair offer for your house. Try me. Thanks, Will. I believe a student of mine got this, and he got these pre-printed with this on them. And I want to say it also had like ink on there. So it was like raised. If you touched it, it felt like it was ink on a page. And then a bunch of them were printed, and you just stick them on some doors. And then the t-shirt. So the t-shirt here I went to springtea.com, and it was total, it was too much. I had to order like 80 shirts to make it worth it. But this, I found these at a store, and a friend of mine got a t-shirt press. And so I gave her the shirts, and she did it for free. And I don't think I gave her anything yet. Oh, the telephone number on the sign. That's what you wanted. No. Call this number. No. Better yet, call the number, well, my name. So 678-647-7027 is my number. And that'll go into my CRM. And yeah, sell to me. Don't sell to any of those houses. Man, that's the worst feeling in the world. You got family members like on Facebook and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I just sold a house. And you're like, what am I? Am I a joke to you? So here is a postcard that I think one of my students uses. And it looks like it's hand drawn on there. Really good kind of font, but you really mess up when you have two A's next to each other and you can tell it's a font. But that is a bandit sign. These are bandit signs. These are business cards. All right, so ways to attach bandit signs. You got nails and staples. Nails and staples. Now, nails are going to be to a block of wood if you want to go with the stake method, which I do not suggest because you've got to find a weird kind of nail with a big circular plastic thing on the end. And they take up a lot of space. So when they're sitting in your car, you've got that corrugated plastic sign, you've got that stake, which is like 1/2 inch, and then you've got another sign, so they're really thick and you can't fit as much in there. Now staples is good, but then you have the sign, you have the staple gun. Now I think on my YouTube channel, The Wealth University, I show how to make a sign pole stapler, uh, and you can place it high up on a sign, but you have to get out, you have to staple it in, and then the other thing is that the city may not like that, or people, uh, the same people that don't like straws and stuff and bad for the environment, is that you're putting a bunch of nails into a tree, and a lot of the times you'll see like a ton of nails in there, and the city just doesn't like it. You don't want the city to not like you. Okay. Zip ties are good for plastic, or for steel or metal poles. And I would also suggest that you use zip ties on all kinds of poles. And so you put 2 holes ahead of time in the corrugated plastic, and you just zip tie through that. And you usually have to put 2 zip ties together. Now, what this means is when you're sitting in the car, you've got the driver, they pull over or park, you then have 2 zip ties ready. You get out with the sign, zip ties, you go put them around the pole, and then you come back on the way to the next stop, you then get the zip ties ready again. Okay. Stakes go up there with nails and staples, and then they also are pretty expensive. I prefer H stakes because the corrugated plastic has holes in it. That's where the corrugated comes from. But they've got holes in it that go up and down, and you stick the H stake in there, and it doesn't add any extra width to it. So as many signs as you can stack, you could stick that many H stakes in there, and they don't add any thickness. And then you can have those in the trunk so that when you pull over or you park, the driver pulls over, you get out, you get in the trunk, and you pull 2 signs out. You put one out, and the other one you get with you, and you get that in the passenger seat. You sit back in the car, close the door, and get ready for the next stop. Unless you have like a truck and you can just fit all the signs in the back seat with you. All right, so where to buy them? Where to buy them? At your local sign store. Believe it or not, you can Google sign store and your city, and you'll find them. For $100, you can get about 20 signs and 28 stakes blank, and then you can go get a Magnum marker at Home Depot. This is the only place I've been able to see it. It's a big, thick marker, and so they'll see the writing on there. You don't want to do it with some little pen or a little Sharpie. They're not going to see that. Okay. And dirtcheapsigns.com is a way you can get them printed, and then signsonthecheap.com, and you can also get them blank there too, and just do them that way if you don't have a sign store nearby. And the reason you want a Magnum marker and you want to do them handwritten is because you can do a lot of creative stuff for it. One of the things I've done is and I'll do it now myself, I'll put down a We Buy Houses sign, and then I'll have a sign next to it that says "Me Too," and then my phone number. Well, actually, they're both my sign, because I did that first, and people got mad that, oh, you're taking away from this other person. And so I just said, hey, why not both signs be mine? And I'll just have a different number on each one, and both of whoever they call, it doesn't matter, it'll go to me, and it gets people to call. Or you can put them in front of a house and write on there, I buy houses just like this one. Double-sided is good and can be placed between intersections. So if you have an intersection like this, you can place a sign here and people on this intersection can see it, and people on that intersection can see it. Okay, the more eyeballs, the better. Okay, sign spinners. I don't know what this says, or what language it is, but it's a sign spinner. So the sign spinner is good because if they don't spin the sign, they get people's attention. Okay, and they can do a little shake, and they can move around and point it at people that want to see it. So it works. And a buddy of mine will sit in a Starbucks, like he'll be back here inside a restaurant, and he'll be watching them. And when they get done on like a Saturday or a high traffic time, like Friday night, or a time like in the afternoon when people are getting off of work, they'll give them a $50 gift card, Visa gift card, and they'll give him the sign back, and they'll be on their way. And he'll get calls coming in to his call center, and he'll see them come in on his phone. Oh, there we go. Okay, I thought it was going to freeze up again. What box, okay, in the yard of the house, you could put a sign that says, I buy houses just like this one, or we buy houses just like this one. And you can put in there, what'll happen is the seller is the only one that can remove that sign. So nobody can step foot on that property, although you've technically stepped on that property first, to remove the sign except for the seller. And when they do, they're most likely going to call you. I forgot one time, and all I had was a for sale by owner sign. And so I put that in the yard, and I put my seller number on it. And of course they called and wanted to buy it. And I was like, oh, wow, I don't know if this is going to work. And so I was like, well, how much do you want it for? I got all that information down. And then the seller eventually called in and was angry, but I knew exactly what price I needed to get them at, because the buyers are here. You get the seller at 10,000 below that, or anything below that. I've got a deal. And, so it's easy to do it that way. What were the sites to buy the signs at, please? Okay. So the signs are dirtcheapsigns.com and signsonthecheap.com. I think Dirt Cheap Signs is a little cheaper and easier to use. And yeah, so there they are. All right, and you got a vacant house, and make sure it's vacant before you put the sign down. You do not want to put that sign into a house where somebody lives there, especially not a for sale by owner sign. So here's the actual sign. So there's a We Buy Houses here, there's a We Buy Houses up here, and there's one here. And I'm like, really? Do you think somebody's going to call your sign over somebody else's? So just me too. Put it out there. Got a bunch of calls. My wife's sister's husband, brother-in-law, I think, he sent me this picture and said, look, you need to do this. And I was like, yeah, I did. So yeah, I thought that was funny that he said I should do something like that. Now, this is a yard sale sign, but you could do current events and use what we millennials call memes. Cash me outside for that house, and put We Buy Houses, we pay cash outside, and then a phone number. But this is for yard sale, so you can do the same kind of thing. And then here is how you get a cheap sign. Okay, so you make sure that the corrugated plastic is upright like this. So the corrugated plastic goes parallel to here, so that you put We Buy Houses and then your phone number. And then when you get the signs to your house, you can cut them with a box cutter into 4s, and then you get smaller H stakes, and then you can stick the H stakes. So when you buy one sign, you get 4. So 4 for the price of 1. So you could order, I think the minimum is like 5 signs. So you could get 5 signs and then turn them into 20. Yeah. Let me show you. All right, so I'm gonna exit out of here and okay. All right, we're working with grease now. So design a sign. Here we go. Okay. So this is dirt cheap signs right here. This is the one that I use. You go to design now, and then it will say what kind of sign do you want, and you say yard sign. Okay. And so then we put in here we buy. You can add text up here, and you'll say my phone number 678 439 5699. We'll add that in, and you can move it and resize it. Let's change this to houses. Update it, and it makes it smaller, and you can put it in here. And or if you really want to do it, me too, and then your phone number, and you can just stick these next to other people or your own signs. All right, so and then you really got to do a little bit of work if you want to do the other way, because you got to put in here. So we buy houses. And then you've got to do this and shrink it, and then you've really got to use your own sort of eyeball it with the line being right through there. So maybe we can make that a little bit bigger, and then we can make that one a little bit, well, and then can we copy that one? And then we buy houses, and then just fit this one over here. Come on, did I really do that? All right. Okay, and you can play around. I believe you can change the font. Yeah, there we go. That is, yeah, dude. Looks like you drew it, but it's printed. Oh, it's so good. Yep. And cool stuff like this. So outside of like a Home Depot, I've seen them. The best marketer I know will put sell me your house or I'll cry. Kenny Rushing will put this on a sign, and he'll put them right outside of Home Depot. And you can also put like, don't fix it up, sell it. And we can probably put this, I'll take this out. So delete that, update, and then we'll add another text, and we'll put it on the line below. Sell me your house or I'll cry. Oh no, you know what? I got one better. What is Gomorrah? Okay, that, and then we'll add in another text with your house. Sell me your house or I'll cry. Yeah, that's kind of does get a little bit when it's that big, but we can change that. Sell me your house or I'll cry. And I don't know what they're listening to. Okay. And then Ariel. sell me your house or I'll cry. And if it's me, I'm gonna come in here and I gotta have orange. So I'll make everything orange. Orange is sort of my signature. And if I have a mail piece, I'll put a smiley face, which is the old Walmart symbol. So if people get multiple pieces from me, they know that that's me, even though the stuff is different. So that is how to make a sign. And now keep in mind though that that will probably take uh, a long time to get to you. It'll probably take a week or two, but that's fine. And let's get back to it. Oh, yes, internet. Thank you. All right, so there you go. You put it in there like that. You could probably upload an image of this and just do it yourself in Word and design it the way you want and make sure it's perfectly the way you need it. So here we've got a couple. Me too. We buy houses. Mike buys houses. Mike buys houses any location, any condition. We buy houses just like this one. And then when you go to sell a house, you don't actually put the bandit sign in the yard because the seller might know, or they might have family members or friends nearby that'll say, "Hey, are you selling that house?" And it's sort of taboo to let the neighbors know that you're not selling with a realtor. Uh, for the same reason you don't want to show up with your "We Buy Houses" van. You want to put these at the front of the neighborhood, and you also want to put them like at intersections in the area. And so people are looking for a 3-2 for sale, cash only. And this really gets, you sort of turn yourself into bait. So when an investor sees this, they're going to think like a lion. They're going to be a lion on the prowl looking for a meal. They're going to think that you are a homeowner that's got smart and is trying to sell their house. So they're going to come in and call you and be like, "Oh yeah, how much do you want for it?" And you give them the lockbox code and tell them, "Hey, go take a look at it, man." Sign police, right? Nothing better to do. You got to stay under their radar. Okay, go to your local courthouse, ask them what the laws are. Okay, if you don't know something, go find out what the truth is. So go to the courthouse and ask them. I asked them here, and they said, "You put them out Friday, pick them up Sunday night, and we don't want to see them during the week." And that's what I do. And now, if I see a bunch of signs in an area throughout the week, that lets me know that nobody cares about that area. Now, it is a complaint business, which means that your sign can be out forever until somebody complains. Angela Davenport, a good friend of mine, she has a sign with her actual home phone number on it in a tree somewhere that nobody has gotten down. But don't do that. Get a virtual number so they can't trace it. So you can get a Google Voice number. I use REI Simple as a CRM. So you can buy phone numbers through them and label them bandit signs, or any other CRM you can do that with, like CallRail or any sort of texting service. And just make sure it's not a number that is tied to your name, but it could be one that you get over the internet. Virtual is good. Get a website on Wi-Fi in another city. So don't tell nobody this, but when I bought MagicMikeBuysHouses.com, I was in a Starbucks in Duluth, and I was on their Wi-Fi. So if they look up the IP address of that website, they're going to see that location, and it's going to go nowhere. And thanks to all these like CSI, Special Victims Unit, shows that I watch, I got that idea. So if they do look it up, they're not going to find me. Okay. And the cool thing about the website is they can be between stop signs. I had a guy follow me one night in a truck, and he would pick up my signs right after I'd put them down. And so I put them out Saturday morning, and they were out all week. But then people would still pick them up throughout the day in random places. And so I didn't put them at the stop sign. I put them between the stop sign. but people had trouble with the phone number. Okay. So I put a website on there, Magic Mike Buys Houses. Who's going to forget that? My mom is like, why would you do that? They're going to think you're a stripper. And I'm like, okay, a stripper that can buy their house. Good movie, by the way. Put them out in the morning or at night. It's actually got a really good story. My wife is looking at me weird. But yeah, you would think it's just about a Chippendale guy, but no. And if you look at my bio in the South Atlanta area, I snuck a couple Easter eggs in there. They totally took it. I don't think they proofread it. Put them out Friday night and pick them up on Sunday night. Don't make it too hard to pull them down. So you want to be out there enough to where the sellers will see you, but you want to be hidden enough to where you're not in the way that the sign police will want to take you down. Because if you put a sign up so high, it might stay up there and get a lot of calls, but if they have to pay a guy with a bucket truck to come get it down, they got to pay that guy in that bucket truck. And so they're going to come find you. You know, the more of a thorn you are in their side, the more after you they're going to come. And you want to be a ninja. You don't want nobody to know that you're out there. You know, control everything, own nothing. House flipping ninja. That's what you want to be. Don't blanket your area with signs, and don't put them like at the big four-way intersections. Put them at the intersections leading to those intersections. Put them out enough to get noticed by the seller, but not too much to annoy the people into calling the sign police. And if they call about a sign and say, hey, we don't want to hear, pick it up, and just mark it on there not to do that again. Okay, so plan your route. In Google My Maps, right here, google.com/mymaps, you can make your own maps. Similar to driving for deals, but you're going to put out bandit signs. Put down pins where you want the signs to go. Put in the description where you want them to face. So eventually when you hand this map over to somebody else and you go virtual and they do it, they'll know, hey, have it face the Starbucks, or have it in the Starbucks in that little patch of dirt between the Starbucks and the McDonald's. You know, put it in there. You want them to place the sign right, okay? Add your home and places to eat. You know, if you've got to take a break, or, you know, you got to fill up with gas, plan that all in there. Add directions and put your home/job at the start of the end. And let's do that. Okay. Oh, I gotta move. Yeah, okay. So My Maps. All right, so the cool thing about My Maps is when you put these directions in, when you get to a location, Google Directions will then automatically route you to the next spot. Okay, so here we are in a map I've already made, and let's say I want to add a destination. So I'm here in sign stops. I can add a layer up here. This is a layer, and I've got for sale signs, directions, and so I want to add a sign. So we'll add a destination. We'll click on that. I get this little thing. Let's say we want to go up here, and this is not a good area to be putting signs out because this is East Cobb, and they are too richy rich to go for that. But you know, you get the idea. Just don't do it in a A or B type area. Do this in a C or D type area. And if you don't feel safe going into that area, chances are that's not a good area to be doing putting out signs or doing real estate. So this is sign 3, and there's no directions to it, but there's the sign. So I'm going to go down here to directions, and what you can do is you just click on add directions here, and it'll add a directions tab for you. So I'm going to delete that layer because I don't need it. So now in the directions, I will add a destination, and I can then click on that spot, and it's going to add it to the route. Okay. Now it added it at the end, and so we can click and drag it up, and it'll be in between there, so that now when I zoom out, I can see it. Okay. You will start at A, which is home, and it will route you to B and then C. So let's move this one up. There we go. Okay, so it'll route us to B, and then to C, and then to D, and then to E, which is work. So on the way to work, you can have a route to put out signs and get it out there. And the reason you want to put it into mind maps and you want to create a system for this now, for you, because you're going to most likely be doing this now, so that once you're done doing that, you can hire somebody else to do it for you. You can just hand the map to them. So you can link this map with the share options. So right here, share, and you can send it to somebody. All right, so let's get back to presentation. Okay. All right, so make it virtual. Virtual is not always having some computer program that does it for you. Okay, virtual can be somebody else doing it besides you. As long as you're not doing it, it's virtual, okay? And that's what being an entrepreneur is all about, getting other people to do things for you. All right, so you can post ads on Craigslist to hire someone to put them out for you, okay? And you pay them $1 per sign out and then $1 per sign back. You want to get those signs back because you don't want the city picking them up. It's not a good practice to put the signs out and then just leave them out and take your lumps. I wouldn't do that. It could be a $500 fine per sign. So $500 per sign is, if it adds up to a lot of money, they're going to come looking for you because they're going to get paid a lot of money. You just prepare for that, so they come to get them from you to put them out, or they can keep them on them. So I had a lady, and I was sort of a protege for her, and I would go to her house, get the signs, and I would put them out, and then I would bring them back at the Sunday night. It never paid me for it. Just flaked out. Have them take pics of the signs when they put them out, and have it take a pic of the back of the sign, so where the sign can see. So you want the sign facing the street, and then you see the street and you see cars who can see it. All right, that's what you want. And then you're not looking for just, hey, did you put the signs out? Because you'll get calls. That's how you're going to know that. Give extra signs for them to put them in extra places. Okay. Put signs. Oh, I've already shown you. All right, so do it. Put them out. Okay, so it is a buddy system. Okay, a buddy system. All right, so get you a car, get you a phone, and not a super fancy car. You want to go under the radar. One person drives, the other person puts the signs out. And then next week, y'all can swap. You put the signs out that week, and then you drive the next week. Okay, and you stay on that same route, and you get that route down pat. Okay, you get it where it's like the back of your hand, where you do it in like 2 hours. Because putting out signs could take a while. If you're stopping and getting Taco Bell, or you're stopping at the gas station, or you're, pulling over and playing on your phone. I mean, it could take all day, and you want to get this done before people start driving around. Okay. Business cards, how to make them. Let's make some business cards. Oh man, don't flake on me now, internet. Okay. All right. So this is what I suggest. Moo.com. That's right. I said MOO. MOO.com. This is it, guys. So you go here, you go to business cards. You make an account first. Go to business cards, and then I suggest you go down here to square business cards. You can do mini ones. You want a card that's not like the typical card. You want it to either be bigger or weirder shaped to where they can't just put you in a stack. You want to stick out, okay? So they will remember you, all right? That is the trick to getting people. You want them to remember you so that when they do decide to sell, you're the one they're going to think about. So these are square, and I'll do original paper. You do some fancy paper. And then I like matte so that they can write down stuff like where they met me, or hey, let me give this to my cousin. Hey, tell cousin Wanda about it. You know what I mean? And then rounded. And you can't write on gloss. That's why. And then I do rounded. You can pick the amount you want. You can get like a case for it, which is nice. You can design yourself, upload an image. But I like the templates. So let's get started with a template. And let's see if I can emulate the ones that I had. So I had some for finding me deals that said like text deals to this number. And then the other side said get paid for taking pics. Look at all these cool designs. So I did something like, I did one that had an image on the other side. Yeah. So I did this one, and in this image, what I did was I uploaded a picture of me. And over here, I just put Mike buys houses. And then I put my phone number, and I made it a really big font. And that was what I did. And then I had one that said, on the back, it said, make money by taking pics. And then it said, go to this website or text this number, and the number would text them the website to go to sign up for Deal Machine. And let me go back and show you all the other cool designs. Oh man, okay. Yeah, so they got all these cool things, and pick a color other than orange and make that your thing. Put something on there that people are gonna remember. You know, if I go to an event and I don't have orange on, people are like, who are you? What are you doing here? Re-uploaded, I'm at work. Oh yes, this will be recorded, and I'll put it on YouTube. So the Wealth University on YouTube. You can watch it later. And so we've designed a business card. And if you really are attached to Vistaprint or any of those others, use them, you know. Places that make them for you: Bargain Basement Printing, Office Depot, Zazzle, Vistaprint, or Moo. And, you know, sometimes there are people who make them, you know, in their office or themselves, like they have a printer, they'll print them. And at the very least, just get you some card stock. I mean, you could get orange card stock like this, and you get into Google Docs, or I think Office has it too, or what is it called, Word, and you can just put your info on here and then go to Office Depot for free, and then cut it with that machine. Do what you got to do to get your name on a paper and get it out there to people, because if they don't have your number, they don't know to call you, they're not going to call you to sell their house. All right, so we buy houses and then we sell houses. Make them odd shaped. So you need a set of cards. I would suggest you need a set of cards for sellers and for buyers, because you want them calling on different numbers so that you can track it. I've got a number in REI Simple that's buyers, and I've got a bunch that are for sellers, and I can track those campaigns. But it's good to have them on different calls. So when they call in, you know how the call is going to go down. You're not just, hey, this is Mike with buyandsell.com. you could say, well, hey, this is Mike, and you know whether or not you've got deals ready or not. Okay. So you want to keep them separate. And you don't want the buyer and the seller to ever meet each other. T-shirts, Teespring and Vistaprint. And I think Vistaprint is the way to go if you're going to make them yourself. I looked out and had a friend that made them, but go with Vistaprint. And they make mugs and I think pens now too. So you can hand out pens to people. Go to mikeshousehelp.com, own a pen. Really good marketing. Here's my shirt. Yeah, see? Look at Tyson right here. This lady's like, why are you taking a picture of me? I was at a fun kid place with some octopus behind me. Here's Marcus, my business partner, and Nicole. And so you heard me say super group. I don't know if you've ever been to an actual super group or to South Atlanta RIA main meeting, but she would make us wear capes. And so that's a cape that I wore. And yeah. Oh, and by the way, yes, I do have T-shirts and I have jackets that all say that on there. And I've got I think I've got 5 shirts, all mediums, and I've got 2 jackets. So that's like, my Steve Jobs. That's my uniform now, is that, always be marketing. Craigslist, let's go. I'm going to blow your minds. Let me log into my Craigslist. Here we go. I'm gonna pause the share for a second, and then we'll log into my Podio. Come on, Podio. All right. Well, while that's loading, I'm gonna go here and resume. Resume share. Okay. So we want to go to real estate for sale in Craigslist, and make sure you're in Atlanta. Now you can do. This is how big Atlanta is. You can do all this stuff. I am West. OTP, ITP. So OTP is outside the perimeter. ITP is inside the perimeter. The perimeter is 278. All right. So here we have Craigslist, and now we want deals to come to us. So we're going to come in here and put a minus. This is going to be a negative keyword. Okay. We want to weed these out because these are not motivated sellers. Whoever this is, wow, clients, upgrades. Okay, so upgrades. We're going to put a comma, space. Let me see what a word or term that's in this ad that might be in other ads that we can subtract so that we don't see it. Right off the Marietta Square. Wow, that sell that for a lot. And then was it office space? This office. Why are you selling offices? Okay. Office. That's the word we're going with. People want to live off the square. And we want a minus. And we'll search. And you see how some of them went away. This is what we want. Like really bad. You'd acres. I know somebody looking for acres. Are you looking for highly discounted properties? So we'll put in here discounted. And it goes away. And so you want to keep doing this until you get stuff that you're looking for. And I suggest negative modifiers because everything's going to come in and then you just want to weed out the stuff that's bad. But you could do the opposite. You could put in stuff you want to see, but I know more about what I don't want than what I do want. And of course, you want an account. And then let me pause. Oh, well, we'll get to that in a second. You want housing type. I only like condos, duplex, flat. I don't know what that is. House, a loft, townhome. You could do manufactured if you want. You can't do anything with an apartment. You could do a cottage or a cabin. In-law is a house behind a house. So like Kurt Cobain's house that he grew up in, that kind of thing. Here in Georgia, they're all over the place. They'll have like one driveway, and there'll be a house here and here and here and here. It's just ugh. And then laundry in the unit, okay, or in building. Okay, you don't want it somewhere else because it's a home. Because if it's not in the actual unit or in the building, then it's an apartment, and there's nothing you can do with apartments. And then parking doesn't matter. You could put, oh, we want at least a 2-bedroom and 1 bathroom. There's nothing you can do with a 1-1 or a 1-bedroom, no bathroom house. Okay. So now we have all of that. We're going to scroll all the way down, and let's assume that this is all the criteria that we need. So down here, you'll see this RSS. We click on that. We got all this gobbledygook. Come up here to the search bar and copy. Okay, so let me pause my share. I don't want y'all seeing my deals. All right, so Podio. And I'm going to come over here to, okay. All right, so in Podio, I'm going to come to test. This is a good one. All right, so here I am. I will make a new app, and I'll call it Craigslist. What is that? There we go. That's good. Okay, so we've got this new app. Now, what we'll need for it is we'll need a link. We'll need a date and maybe another text. And now if we need anything else, maybe even an image. And then if we need anything else, we can always add it later. So I've got that, that thing copied, that site. You'll then come up here to this wrench, and we'll hit the wrench, and you'll go over here to integration. So we're going to integrate that feed, and of course, you guessed it, we're going to do RSS. We're going to put that thing here, boom. Do not post RSS items and updates in the activity stream. So if you want your activity stream to have all the updates, you can click that. We're going to go to include comments in the RSS feed. Yes. So connect and import, and it should be instantaneous. Oh, we've got to connect the fields. So title is the title. This text right here is the content. This link is the URL. Oh, date. Image is the thumbnail. All right. Yeah. Oh, I got to add an author. Add a contact. Oh, okay. Let's update it and we'll add a contact in there. Oh, it's already up. What, man, what a time to be alive, dude. What a time to be alive. Imagine like back in the day when I was at Walmart, walking from car to car, pushing carts, and I would literally be like hiding behind a car, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, tell me about the house. Hiding from management. Who's that? You know what I mean? And here, I can do all of this. So let me go back to integration. Edit field mapping. And the author. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we need a way to contact the guy. All right. So now that we're in here, we'll click on this house right here. And here's the date. Here's the title of the listing, who created it, the link to it. So you click on this, it goes right to it. It'll link to it in the future. We'll go back and check. Slow internet. I am selling a beautiful cabin in the woods. So this is pretty good. This is not for the scammer. Stop calling. This is a real post. I get those all the time. I hate it. And then relationship. Oh, so it's not putting that in there. So, well, we need a way to, well, the way I was doing it is I was clicking on this, going to it, and then I was contacting them on here with my account. So once you have your account verified, you can go in here and contact them. Oh, she put it in the page. So yeah, do y'all want access to this? Like, anybody need a cabin? Yeah, put her phone number in the actual post. Okay, it should be some up here. Contact for more, and then I contact them there. I had a student last year that did this, and it took about 2 months, and he would literally just go through, hey, do you want to sell for cash? Do you want to sell for cash? Do you want to sell for cash? I would say, do you want to sell for cash or take payments? And you could even go further and say, do you want payments at the fair price that you want? So you pick the price, I pick the payments, or I pick the price and it's cash. So you give them options, and that's it. I could probably fix that contact. I could probably make that another text field. Let's see if that will work. So I'll add a text field, and then I'll go back and change the contacts. So edit field mappings. All right. So we'll take that back, and then we'll put, oh, I can't do author there. ID or URL. Yeah, so the author has to be there. I wonder if it's putting the contact in contact. No. Okay, well, maybe not. Anyway, so you can contact them through just clicking on the link. And you can hire a VA eventually to do this, because they're never actually, unless they're going to call the person, you can just make sure that the VA has an American sounding accent and can do that. And I am working with a lady right now and teaching VAs for that task. So if you need a VA who's trained and can even set up your Podio for you and get everything for you done for you, let me know. All right, so that's it. If you need one-on-one coaching without having to split the profits with your mentor, use the code COVID-19 to get $100 off. Apply at oneononewithmagicmike.com. You can also apply at the Wealth University. So THE Wealth University. Somebody bought Wealth University and wanted $6 grand for it. So I added a the. Yep. All right, and then what was it? Okay. Somebody want a telephone number, sites to buy the sign. I'm glad I can make you laugh. Yeah. With this meeting be re-uploaded? Yeah. How do you keep up with cash investors? So I use PropStream to get the list of cash investors. And I pull the list from there of people who spent cash. You can also get that list from a realtor, or if you are a realtor, you can look up cash sales. I believe the code is 303. So the sale was, or the type of sale, you can either click cash or 303 as the funding part and bring up all of the cash buyers, and then you skip trace them. I have been using bad skip tracing, but I found one called Lead Sherpa. Oh my gosh, dude, like Lead Sherpa is it. Like they have to call you and verify, but Lead Sherpa is amazing. So, let me see. And let me see if it will log me in if I go to the website. I don't want y'all seeing my stuff if it'll just automatically log me in. Some sites do that, but it will find 2 relatives per person. Each phone number, excuse me, each email has a last seen date. So you can go and look, oh, they haven't used these 2 emails or these 2 phone numbers since 2012. Obviously, those don't work anymore. And you see one on there that's current that they used yesterday. You know that's the right phone number. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. And then they give you 2 relatives, and then they skip trace to 2 relatives. And if you ever plug in the same person twice, it won't charge you the second time. It'll just bring up that person again. So if you're doing foreclosures like I am, that happens a lot. And so it'll tell you, oh, I'll be like, oh, this person was on the last list, or they were on it 2 months ago. Man, dude. And then they have IP addresses. So I can do Google AdWords. Oh, man, dude. I ain't never seen a site that had all this information. Like, look at this, dude. And there's an app. Oh, the only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't directly upload to Podio or my REI Simple CRM. That would be nice if I could link it with Zapier. But so here's the site, Skip Trace. They do texting, which you could get the leads and use their texting. If you don't have a CRM that does texting now, that might be a good fit for you. And I don't have any sort of special link for this, but y'all can tell them Mike sent you. Don't tell them Magic Mike sent you. Just tell them Mike sent you. And oh man, easy. And then of course you can skip them one by one. It's great. So I get the buyers, and then I keep up with them with REI Simple. In REI Simple, I can buy a number for $4, and I can text them. And so I label them. I put them in the buyer area. And when I have a house, I put all their criteria in. And so if you, I don't think it's working right now, but joinmybuyerslist.com is my buyer site, and you can go there and put your info in. It will plug in all your info, your price range, and any deal I have in REI Simple, I can click on buyer matches, and it'll show me which buyers match up. And I can just click on them, and it will send them either a text or an email. Hey, I've got this property. Here's the address. Here's pictures. Let me know what you think. Give me a call. Give me a text. Give me an email back. So I keep up with my buyers that way. I don't believe there's any sort of automated text back, but on the seller side, if you label the seller in follow-up, or I sent them a text waiting on a response, it will remind you 2 days later, hey, send them a text. So every day I log in, it'll tell me somewhere between like 5 and 10 texts. Hey, send this text to these people, and it pre-fills it out. It says, hey, Margaret, I want to buy your house at 123 Main Street. So I'm sure they do that on the buyer side as well. So that's how I'd say keep up with your buyers. Now, if you're in Podio, you can put the buyer in, and then once they're in there, set them on a repeating task for every week. Just check in with them. Hey, how you been? Done any new deals? You got any more funding? Are you still doing deals? Because that's one thing you got to do now, and just see how they're doing. Make buddies with them. I use PropStream. Really like the detail and the price engine for each property into the cash buyers and sellers. Yeah, so PropStream is $97, and the other good thing is that you can pay another $27, and it will tell you if anything on your list has sold or changed or been listed or anything. So you can go in there and say, well, oh, these 2 properties I'm mailing to have just been sold. Take them off my list. These 2 just got a lien on them. Let's go after those. They're super motivated now. Or this one went to foreclosure, so we've lost it. I mean, yeah, dude. And then knowing whether the seller listed a property, oh, 5 of these that I'm mailing to are listed, take them off your list. They listed them. So that's what PropStream is, a list provider. And they have everything. You can pick in there, like, I want houses built before 1999, 2-bedroom, 3-bath, absentee owner. I want ones with liens on them. I want ones back taxes. I want ones in foreclosure. However you want them, they got them on there. And they even do apartments. A texting CRM. So REI Simple. So some of you have gotten a text earlier today saying, hey, here's the link today happening. Virtual Wholesaling 101 is happening at 12:30. That is because your phone number was probably, you came to one of my events. I put that phone number into my CRM. And so I can say, text my wholesalers. And so I'll text my wholesalers and I'll tell it, hey, come to this event. And then for my cold callers, I have that call on Friday nights. So I'll click that group and I'll mass text all, I think 12 of my cold callers. And I'll say, hey, we're having a call tonight with my cold callers. Jump on the call, tell me your numbers for this week. How many calls did you make? How many, do you have anything under contract? Any appointments? Stuff like that. Name of the CRM. So the Podio is a CRM. If you're looking for a texting CRM, Lead Sherpa. So Lead Sherpa does texting as well as skip tracing. So I would say if you're looking for just a texting CRM, I would say do Lead Sherpa. Get in the texting. Now the texting is going to cost you $500 a month, but you should be doing a lot of texting. If you don't have $500, you can use Lead Sherpa for the skip tracing, get PropStream for the list, and then for the texting, you could use Sly Text, I believe it is, or Sly Broadcast, which one of them does ringless voicemails. But if you want mass texting, I would say do Sly Text. But I'd really say for like $97 a month, you could get you REI Simple. And with REI Simple, you can text out through them. So let's see. Yeah, I don't want to show you my number. Yeah, I can't do that. But in REI Simple, it's so, texting is like, it manages my properties, it manages my websites, it's got it's got all my stuff in it, and then I can just text all my buyers. It even does repair estimates. I printed up a repair estimate to add a bed and a bathroom to a house and to replace the roof. And I selected Atlanta, and so it gave me local pricing. And I was able to give that, print it out and give it to the seller. Or I emailed it to him. But yeah, just like, I mean, I would never know how to do that. I've just been guesstimating. And that's $97 a month. And it does texting. And it has leads in it. So you can get buyer leads from it and seller leads from it. I wouldn't say the seller leads are not as good as PropStream because it doesn't tell you when they've sold. And it doesn't have all of the length of ownership, like, oh, they've owned it for 2 years, so you don't get a lot of house flippers, or a hedge fund will buy a house and sit on it for a year before they actually get a crew to fix it up. But you can, for $97, it literally does everything, and then it will teach you how to do some of the stuff. I'm learning how to do lease options just through the software there, and the training videos in the classroom that they have. Great stuff. Literally does everything that I need. Only thing it doesn't do, ringless voicemails, and it doesn't do AdWords, which I don't know anything that does AdWords, but that would be nice. So I hope that answers your question for a software that can text and a CRM. And if you don't know what a CRM, it is a customer relationship manager. So it manages all your sellers and buyers. Probably should have led with that. PropStream is really nice. It surveys properties and breaks down tax liens. vacants, non-owner occupied, and more. I've heard great things about Lead Sherpa. Thanks for that, Mike. How have ringless voicemails worked for you? So ringless voicemails are good, but they get lumped into these other robo dialers where you'll get a call and they'll call me and say, your vehicle or your credit is so good, and I'm like, I know you're lying because my credit's not good. Or they'll try to sell me a pacemaker, and I'm like, dude, I'm 20. I'll hit the button to talk to somebody, and I'll tell them, hey, I'm 20. I'm 13. I don't have a pacemaker, so hopefully they'll take me off the list. But because of those people, the way the laws are written, and the people that are in the government don't really know how internet works, so that potentially for every call you make or ringless voicemail that you make to a person, because of the way the law is written, is actually considered robo dialing. And so you could get a $500 fine per call. In Florida, they've already done it, and it's, I think, $200 per call or per message sent to somebody you don't know. And of course, they're not going to come after you until it's a big number. But it's great. So what happens is they call, a call goes through, and then a split second later, another call goes through, goes right to voicemail. You pre-record this voicemail. Hey, this is Mike Watkins. I want to buy your house. I'm looking in the area. Give me a call or text back. Let me know if you want to sell a house, or if you don't have one, you want to don't want me to call you again. And you leave that message. You pre-record it. It drops it off. That first call hangs up before the person can even pick up. And so it literally just ringless, doesn't even ring, it just drops a voicemail. And so you could leave that on a landline or a cell phone. So the options are better because it can be a landline or a cell phone. With texting, you're only going to get cell phones. But that's going away the dodo bird, as not very many people have home phones. I have had a seller a year ago where I called his house and his wife was like, he's left already. And I was like, do you know if he's here yet? And he didn't have a cell phone. All they had was a home phone. And yeah, I would say stick to texting, because a voicemail, they have to go and they have to listen to it. And a text shows right up on your phone. You literally look and you see it. Yeah, see, they're my kids. And you literally look on there and you see, hey, I want to buy your house at this address. Sometimes I have texted out to a list, hey, I'm interested in buying your house. And then I'll get calls back. Yeah, hey, I want to do it. Or no, I don't want to do it. And then I'll cold call those people and they'll pick up because they've seen, because they don't know your number. Your number's not in their phone. And they're like, who is this number that's not in my phone? It's a 678 number. Oh, this is that number of that guy that texted me a second ago trying to buy my house. So they're more likely to pick up. Or you could call them and then text them, hey, I just called you, interested in buying the house on 123 Main Street. I don't know if you're the owner, but give me a call if you are, and let me know. I picked up one the other day, and the dude was like, hey, Mike, how's it going? And, I know a lot of people. So when some of y'all call me, I'm like, it's like that. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? How you been? Yeah, I know who you are. When I worked at Walmart, I'd go door-to-door Halloween trick-or-treating with my wife's nephews. I think, yeah, nephews. And people would be like, oh, you're that guy at Walmart. Remember me? I got milk and eggs. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're that guy. Like everybody there. And so I pick up the phone like that, and he's like, hey, Mike, how's it going? I'm like, oh, I'm good. How you doing? Good. So I'm interested in this house, 123 Main Street. I mean, you try that out, but do not say, hey, is Mike Watkins there? Or, hey, is Susan Smith there? Because that sounds like a debt collector, and people are not likely to respond to that. Like people have called me, hey, we're looking for Matt Wilkins for some reason. And I'm like, nope, not me. But if I was Matt, I wouldn't say, yeah, this is me. Start collecting the debt on me. Definitely, I actually gained a contact from texting after I called and left a voicemail. He responded to the text though. Yes. So I got this idea from my wife. She texted her BFF, and she's not in the room right now, so that's why I'm pointing over at her desk. But she was texted her BFF, and then the BFF called her. This is a person she knows very well, and she was just like, I can't pick up the phone. I'm like, well, you know this person, and she said her social meter ran out. I'm like, what is that? What are you talking about? And and so she just couldn't do it. And I'm like, well, what if I'm texting or calling all of these sellers? Because cold calling is what we do mostly now uh, in my business. And I was like, well, what if we're getting people who just are introverts and don't want to talk on the phone? So texting is a great way to get to those people. And you'll get the conversation started. And if you want to move to a call, ask them in a text first. Okay. So say, hey, is it all right if I call you, or can you call me? And do it that way. Don't just jump them and call them. uh Learn that the through my wife. Yeah, so that's signs. I think I covered everything. Any more questions? Oh, deal machine. So deal machine, let me stop my share, and I don't want y'all seeing my deal machine, but that would be a great way to get a list. And I'll show you now, because they added in a bunch of new features. So they added in a dark mode, which is awesome. And then there's the COVID templates, and I think, let me look at the map. I don't want it to like zoom in on my house. Okay. Oh, I don't, man. Okay, so whoever this guy is, like, dude, okay. Uh, so it tracks your routes. I don't know what this guy's doing. I mean, we need to have a talk. Why is that? Okay, so we can go to filter. Uh, let's see. Oh man, I was just on it. Search options. Okay, so over here, I will go to owner type, absentee owner. And let me see, I got to move this window to see down here. Oh, I can do year built, all of that stuff, bedroom, bathroom. But let's just say, is it, oh, it's frozen. All right, give it a second, guys. Is property vacant? Oh, don't tell me it ended the stream. Oh no. Okay, all right. Oof. Thought it froze there for a second. I don't know if y'all could still hear me. Is vacant. So absentee and vacant. Filters, save preset. Saving. Okay, so now here on the map, we should, man, I got so many windows. I don't think y'all can see. Oh, I gotta reload. Is there, oh, minus this up here. Let's see if I can find a neighborhood. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so see these highlighted right here? Boom. Say what? Absentee owner. Y'all can take that deal right there. Have at it. Patricia. I can then click on this person, skip trace them right inside a deal machine. You can't do this on the app, but I could do this right inside a deal machine at home, and I don't have to go driving for deals. And then here's another one, absentee. absentee, and I don't have to click on any of these. I don't have to go driving for deals. Like, cause normally with Google Street Views, you have to go down the street and move around. Here, I can literally, it just shows them to me. See, searching area. Right there, dude. I can skip tracing and call them right now, or I can hit a button and send them a letter. And you can see the last sale price, sale date, any info they got on it, all that good stuff, dude. What a time to be live. So that would be a great way to get a list, and it's only $50 a month. So $50 a month, you get it in here. Now with the app is where it really shines, because with Deal Machine, you take a picture of the house that you go driving for deals, and it will find the street address and then the owner info. And you hit a button and it will send the seller a picture of the house. So I have Google Street Pick on, and so it will take a Google Street Pick of the property. So if I were to show, well, it'll either put this on it or it will put the image of the Google Street View in there for $20 a month. And it'll put that image on the postcard. And so you don't want to put like a owner occupant, because that's kind of creepy. They're in the house and you're sending them a letter, but you send them a current picture of the property. Like, you're reminding them, hey, it really looks bad. This is, it's boarded up now. Somebody put spray paint on the side. I've seen where they say no cops and no realtors on the side. And then I went out and got me a can of spray paint, and I spray painted my phone number and in orange. And I haven't, the guy didn't call me back. I don't know if it worked. But that's some good marketing right there. And so you send them a letter of what, or a picture of what it currently looks like. That's the biggest problem, is they think, oh, the tenant moved out and he said it was fine, so it still looks fine in their mind. Definitely, actually gained a contact from texting after I called. Oh, you already said that. Yeah, so I love Deal Machine. And then if y'all want a Deal Machine, I think you can use this code. Oh, look at this, guys. KXGZZJ. And what do you get? $5. $5 worth of Deal Machine credits. I guess it helps, Oh, I got $5. So I guess somebody did it. Well, I don't know who that is, but yeah. So a lot of stuff out there, a lot of different price ranges. However you need to get started, just get started. Don't pick what works best for you. Pick a plan and stick to it. If you got to stay home like me, go with Craigslist and Podio. Those are free. If you got some money, you might think about getting PropStream or Deal Machine and mailing to them. It's 50 cents a postcard in Deal Machine. And they go out automatically every 27 days or every 21 days. Excuse me, however you set. They got templates in there that say, hey, we can sell virtually during this COVID-19 pandemic, which is really great, and letting people know that you don't have to actually leave the house, because some people are scared. And then you can have other people drive for you. So I've got the enterprise plan, and I've got unlimited deal finders. So if you drive Uber and you want to find some deals for me, let me know. And it won't let me type that, but my name is my phone number. So if you hover the mouse over my video, it'll be 678-647-7027. You can call or text me, and I can send you a link to my Deal Machine. PropStream is really good. And then maybe after you do your first deal, you could start hiring somebody else to do Bandit Signs. And then I would wait on that. And then first thing is I would get business cards made. So get that made as soon as possible, so when you meet somebody, you can hand those out. And then if you can, get your picture on them so that people are more likely to keep them. Okay. And then, oh, this is the website. So you get coaching. And I'm working on a free wholesaling course. So how to wholesale or how to quit your job 101. Yeah. I think we'll end it here if there's no more questions. Does anybody have a question they want to, I can unmute you and you can ask it if you want. Or does anybody have any deals they want to sell? If you're having trouble with a deal, maybe somebody on here might have a buyer. But I guess if I don't get anything, we can end it here, and we can have a, I think I woke him up. But you can have a happy drink beer with your dog day. I don't know who came up with this holiday, but yeah, really weird. Okay, he's stuck. What is the Google app for driving for dollars? So the Google is Google Directions, so Google Maps. And you log into the Google Maps app with the same email that you make the My Maps on your computer with. So it'd probably take too long for my phone to screen share to my computer. And I don't know if I want y'all seeing my notifications from gaming. But so if you log into Google Maps and you, so if you click on, was it commute, explore, I think you click on your person. Oh, they changed it. Oh, saved, down at the bottom, saved, that little tab, and then you scroll all the way over to maps. And so in maps, I've got all those maps. So if I click on Bandit Signs, there's that map. And I can immediately route myself to all of those. I mean, just what a time to be alive. And yeah, and it'll route you to one and then route you to the next. There's also a driving for dollars app, but it only gives you a list. The Deal Machine app is so much better because it automatically sends them a letter. So it's a literal deal machine. And little pro tip, give your Deal Machine link to the mailman or the mailwoman or UPS or whoever, because they're driving around, or Uber drivers, they're driving around looking at all these houses, and they know what are vacant, and all they got to do is just snap a pic. The guy in my mastermind still has this cassette tape, and he was like, I'm planning on getting this cassette tape program he had bought in like the 70s, and you recorded a cassette tape. Hey, I'm looking for houses. I'm looking for boarded up. I'm looking for vacant. And you would put it on a portable, on a Walkman, and you would buy headphones, and you would give that whole setup to the mailman, and he would listen to it. And it would be like, write down the addresses. And so Deal Machine is just an updated current version of that. And yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm looking for a Deal Machine driver. So a person who is going to work part-time. I'm thinking about paying $1 per deal or $1 per lead, and then a quota of 15 an hour, probably part-time, so 4 days out of the week. I would prefer like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And so if anybody's interested in that, let me know, or if you know somebody. And so I'd like them to be dedicated to it, not like an Uber driver and on the side. But yeah, if you want my Deal Machine link, find deals, I can send that to you too. If you got any deals, or if you need help, any questions in wholesaling, don't hesitate to call or text me. I will be here. love to help you quit your job. I hate Walmart. I hate jobs. I'd love to help you quit. It's my passion. All right, so I'm Mike the Wholesaler, and I will see y'all hopefully Wednesday on the South Atlanta RIA Zoom call. All right, see you.